دوستان بیگ دی آف گیوینگ همون باش آشنا هستیم و ساکرامنتو کامیونیتی فاندیشن. بسیار خوشحالیم که امروز خانم کلی رو اینجا داریم. Thank you for coming and thank you for joining us this morning. Just for you to know, it was the first year that we participated in Big Day of Giving. And I always heard about it, but we didn't know what's going on. And we participated this year. It was very great opportunity. And coming and see you guys and the activities that you do. Tell us about your organization and yourself and educate us more about what's going on in Sacramento Community Foundation and Big Day of Giving.
We're so excited that you participated this year. We had 855 nonprofits participate in Big Day of Giving, and this was our 13th year of celebrating. So I understand that you've heard about it, but may not be as familiar with it. Sacramento Region Community Foundation needed a way to really highlight philanthropy in this region. We have an incredibly generous community where we live, and we just needed to highlight that. So each year, more and more nonprofits have really joined this opportunity, and the Big Day of Giving is 24 hours to really give where your heart is. So there'll be organizations from radio stations to animal organizations to youth programs, and we invite everyone to become a philanthropist. For just $10 on the day, you can make a donation and make a difference.
And that's great. May 1st is every year is May 1st, or it changes?
It changes. It's the first Thursday. So for those who like to plan ahead, May 7th is going to be the date for 2026. We'll have hundreds of local nonprofit organizations and just thousands of ways to get involved. To give you an idea, $13.8 million was raised this year by all of those nonprofit organizations. Those are individual listeners, making a gift where they're passionate about. Collectively, we can make a huge impact.
And we grow all together. Individually, you can go to certain places, but we grow all together. And that's the concept that I like it, and we always talk about it.
It's fantastic. And I think people are very generous throughout the year, but having a singular day is something that everybody can get behind. Maybe they can involve their children in picking an organization that they're passionate about and making a gift. Over the last 13 years, this community has raised $117 million. And every one of those dollars goes to organizations that are doing great work in the Sacramento, Yolo, Placer, and El Dorado counties.
And something good about it, I didn't find it in any other areas. I think we are the only area in Northern California which we do have such an organization like yours.
We're definitely trend-setting. We'll say that. We've seen more giving days kind of grow across the country over the last decade or so it's definitely becoming more popular. But we are one of about 50 community foundations in the state of California. There are about 800 community foundations in the United States. And a community foundation like Sacramento Region Community Foundation is a place where individuals who want to make great work happen in the nonprofit community come and make contributions. So we open charitable funds for families, businesses, and nonprofits. We invest those dollars and then grant them back to the community. The very first community foundation started in Ohio over 100 years ago, but our local community foundation here in Sacramento is 43 years old. Some volunteers came together and believed that we needed to have a place for philanthropy to exist, and we've been granting dollars ever since. To give you an idea, we've granted about $275 million locally and over the last 40 years, and about $24 million last year alone.
I'm so glad to hear that because, as I said, this is a very new that whole concept is very new to me.
Yeah.
We have lots of listeners in Southern California.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have the same team in Southern California? Because I talked to a few organizations that they were not aware of it. Do we have the same thing in Southern California?
Community foundations do exist. There's many Southern California community foundations. They're typically regional in nature, so Los Angeles will have one, San Diego will have one, Riverside will have one. They're located sort of in pockets of the community. A few of them run a similar Big Day of Giving. We're kind of the only one that has that large of a presence for that
was
day.
what I was looking for, because big day of giving. That was
Just here in Sacramento.
we do have it on, because I did some research on it. I talked to a few people and they said, no, it's only your area.
And you're not the only one that's confused about that, because a lot of people are familiar with maybe Giving Tuesday, which is that first Tuesday after Thanksgiving. But the Big Day of Giving is something that's very special to the Sacramento region. It really puts a spotlight on all the nonprofits.
Thank you for, for you to be here, and we are getting educated in that regard. And I'd like to know more about it, because we can talk to our listeners and our community more and more and more. What is the difference? Because Big Day of Giving was May 1st, but you opened it on April 17th, if I'm not wrong. What is the difference for the people if they contribute or if they want to donate before that Big Day of Giving, which was May 1st, or during that day? What's the difference?
That's a great question. So Big Day of Giving has always been that 24-hour period. But over the last several years, we recognize that, maybe people are out of town, or maybe they're busy on that day. So we open an early giving period. So all of those dollars in the 2 weeks leading up to Big Day of Giving do contribute to the overall goal. So it's just like a longer runway for people to make contributions. And then on the Big Day of Giving, when we turn that tracker on at midnight, all of those dollars from the past 2 weeks flow, and we start to kind of increase that grand total. The difference is on the Big Day of Giving, the actual singular day, that's when prizes are available and matches and boosts. So when someone's going to make a contribution, they have the ability to possibly earn more or money for the organization.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah.
Basically, I know that Golden One was contributing, but that's only for the people who use Golden One credit card and donated on May 1st.
That's correct. Anyone who does that. So we have all kinds of opportunities. So Golden One's a great example. We also have the Sacramento Republic, our local football club. They made a contribution called the 916 Prize. And at 9:16 a.m. and 9:16 p.m., we drew 2 names out of the participants and gave them an extra $916. So you'll see fun prizes that come throughout the day that are made possible. Western Health Advantage provides $100,000 in prizes, and we're doing most gifts that are during that hour, or kind of random drawings throughout the day, just to get people really excited about philanthropy and about giving.
But the bonuses and those extras only happening on that day.
Correct. May 7th next year.
May 7th next year. شنوندگان عزیز، همینطور که می‌دونید در مورد بیگ دی آف گیوینگ صحبت می‌کنیم. ساکرامنتو کامیونیتی فاندیشن ارگانیزیشنی هستش که این بیگ دی آف گیوینگ رو ارگانایز میکنن، تنظیم میکنن. سال آینده در روز 7 ماه می خواهد بود. امسال was May 1st, next year going to be May 7th. Tell us about, you had Golden One, you had Sac Republic. What other stuff was going on? What else was going on in that day?
During the day, a lot of nonprofit organizations that are participating are holding events. So they're really exposing more of our community members to the great work that they're doing. Whether they're having a tour or an open house, it's a great opportunity for people who live in this community who might not know about all the great nonprofits to get involved. So you'll see a calendar of events for that day. And that's really helpful because a lot of local media then can feature and spread the word about those great opportunities, whether that's feeding animals at a local farm sanctuary, whether that's taking a tour of a historic building. There's a lot of things that people can do on that day. Our sponsors like Western Health Advantage, Nugget Market, Bhutan Jones, they're making sure that the event is possible, and we're keeping costs down for all of the participants.
That's great. That's good to know. And you said 855 nonprofit. If you were asking me before that how many nonprofits we have in Sacramento area, I'm really 110% sure that I wouldn't even guess more than 80 or 100. But we have, how many do we have?
The latest estimate is about 10,000 that are in the greater Sacramento area.
10,000.
We have a very large number here in our community. We have a lot of people who are driven to make change happen and make services possible. So we have a huge, huge number. On Big Day of Giving, that is just, of course, a small subset, but those are the organizations that would love to participate and spread the word. There is an application process. Any nonprofit is welcome to apply 501c3 that meets the criteria. We do a background check to make sure everyone is in good standing and can accept donations. And then from the between December and May 1st, we're doing trainings with all of those nonprofits. We're offering them communications training. We're offering them fundraising training. We're offering them support services. Because while we want everyone to be successful and raise money on the big day of giving, we want all those nonprofits to apply those skills year round. That's working with major donors. That's stewarding after the event. There's so many ways for nonprofits to be more successful and more visible. And that's the foundation's job, is through the big day of giving, help them reach those goals.
And the training started from December?
Yeah, December kind of through April, you'll see those trainings. So this fall, we will open it. Every nonprofit in those 4 counties is welcome to apply. We do a little bit of just making sure all their ducks are in a row, and if things look great, then we invite them to be part of it. We have a free mentoring program. We want to make sure that people can really connect and ask those really unique questions. A lot of the nonprofits in our community are doing great work, but maybe aren't as well versed in fundraising. So we want to make sure that they know how to accept unique gifts, how to do peer-to-peer fundraising. We'll want to make sure that they can, secure those challenge gifts and raise their dollars more on that day.
And after the show, I'm going to ask you definitely in what area we can be helpful, because we are a non-profit organization we established in 2011. And normally we are very slow. It takes us 13 years to realize that you guys are existing.
That's okay.
And that was very fast for me.
Everyone's on their own timeline.
Yeah. Believe me, 13 years was very quick for me.
Well, Big Day of Giving is just one way that Sacramento Region Community Foundation helps nonprofits in the community. Outside of Big Day of Giving, I mentioned we work with charitable funds. Those are individuals, businesses, families. We have about 750 charitable funds. So the foundation actually also offers competitive grants. We want to make sure that all the nonprofits in the region know that they can apply for funding that's available through generous donors in our community. We also make sure that we're bringing people together. We're convening. We're asking questions. We know nonprofits are challenged right now with threats of federal funding cuts, state funding cuts. What are their challenges? How can we provide assistance? Each one of the nonprofits that participate in Big Day of Giving holds a singular profile. You would go to bigdayofgiving.org. Well, the other 364 days of the year, that information is still there. We want to make sure that you're promoting your events. We want to make sure that if you're recruiting new volunteers or board members, the foundation is sort of providing that platform so that all of the local nonprofit organizations can reach more individuals in this community.
That's great. And I'm so glad that you joined us this morning, because, as I said, our information was very limited. The only thing that I heard about Big Day of Giving was on the news in the years before. And this year we said, let's participate to see what's going on. And I think our listener was I was very nice of them, that 145 people, I believe,
That's tremendous.
Participate in our, I think our goal was $20,000. We set for 20 and we raised 23.5, something like that.
Congratulations.
And 145 people. And I was very excited. And I made a challenge, and because we are among the small nonprofit, I'm going to share with our listener from now that next year our goal is, I don't want to, but our goal is to be at least among the 5 top small nonprofit to raise money on that.
I love that goal, and I think it's possible, and I think talking about it now and strategizing is really important, because everyone is a very generous person. Many people don't know how to share that generosity. So the Big Day of Giving is a really great entry point. And I will share with you, we had a little over 60,000 people making contributions on that day last year. It's a huge number. But the average gift, when you look at it, $13.8 million seems like, I'd have to be a millionaire to help with this. Average gift was under $50.
How much under 50?
Under $50.
Under 50.
Under $50. So when you look at all of the people making those contributions, we offer gifts through Venmo, PayPal, Apple Pay, Google Pay. You can make an online contribution. If you hold a fund at the foundation, you can make a gift. All those gifts coming in, that's how collectively we make this difference. We want more people to learn about your organizations, more people to make a gift on the Big Day of Giving, and then continue to support you throughout the year. We're hoping that you'll work with the individuals who came out on Big Day of Giving and find a way for them to engage in another way. How can they help promote to other listeners? How can they leave a gift in their estate, etc.?
I know we have maybe another 5 minutes. but we go without music. Kelly, tell us about the Community Foundation. One of the things that you do, you said, is Big Day of Giving, and you're helping the nonprofits to raise money. And that's a great idea. And as I said, I knew about the Community Foundation. I check around to see what's going on because we have a call from LA. Mm-hmm. Actually, the reason that I started searching around, we had a call from LA, and they said, "Is this from in Sacramento?" And I believe I said, "I believe so." Then I did some research, and it was only this area that I can find, and I'm so glad that you confirm it. What else you guys do? You said about training and other stuff. Can you give us a brief list of the things that you do during the year?
Absolutely. The Big Day of Giving is obviously what we're best known for in Sacramento, but the rest of the year, we're doing a couple of different things. One of them is really to spread the word about philanthropy. So we are working with individuals, families, businesses, nonprofit organizations to open charitable funds. And what that means is just like you would have investments for your personal life, this is making an investment in the community. So a family will come to us and say they really love the work that's going on and they want to set up a fund. So opening a donor advised fund or opening a scholarship or opening a designated fund, they're setting dollars aside that the foundation then invests, and we make more money available to return to the community through grants. So one of the things that we're doing is helping those individuals in this community make a greater impact locally for the nonprofits. Another thing that we're doing is we're serving as a community leader and convening many of the nonprofits in this region. We're trying to keep a really good pulse on what's going on in the nonprofit space so that we can do a couple of things. One, let all of our fund holders know where they can direct their dollars, as well as put dollars from the foundation where they're needed most. Our organization fundraises as well, just like all the nonprofits on Big Day of Giving, and we're raising dollars that can be used where they're needed most. So we've spent the last year really talking to nonprofits, community members, elected officials to learn that health equity is a space where we could really move the needle. So what we've done is made some investments, for example, in Yolo County with food access. The most culturally and agriculturally rich area in our community has the highest rate of poverty in the state. The most food insecurity exists where we grow the most food. So one of the things the foundation is doing is making investments with dollars to get more food out to remote areas where the individuals who are picking and growing our food can receive food. We're making sure that more food is culturally available. So our dollars are going to those type of needs. You'll see us also explore some space for mental health for youth as well as education, getting more students to and through school. What are the barriers they're facing? How can the foundation make investments in neighborhoods like Del Paso Heights, where the promise is so great for those individuals, but they're facing a lot of barriers? How can we get dollars out the door to those communities so those nonprofits can help individuals, families be more successful?
And that's great. I was thinking, I'd like to know more about your organization. Tell us, how does it run? You have a board, and how the whole organization run?
Absolutely. Since we were founded in 1983, we have grown and we now have 20 employees. So that's kind of a small to medium-sized nonprofit in the Sacramento region. We're governed by a board of directors. We receive contributions. We're a 501c3 organization. And our really mission every day is to make sure that the individuals who hold funds at the foundation have a smart place to make those investments and get their dollars out the door, and that all the nonprofits feel that they have somewhere to turn for support.
شنوندگان عزیز، صحبت‌های خانم کلی رو شنیدیم. I really appreciate your time. I wish we had more time, and I'm pretty sure we're going to put another interview together. من بسیار خوشحال بودم که امروز خدمتتون هستیم. Sacramento Region Community Foundation, Big Day of Giving. Please remember, next year we're going to have it on May 7th.